Hi, my name is Saturn. Welcome back to another one of my videos where we talk about Legend of Zelda, and today we're making this format a little bit different. We're using my streaming format because I am just too excited to set up my camera. I'm too excited to set up anything. And yeah, I'm very excited. We're going to talk about the Ocarina of Time reveal that happened today, and God almighty, I have a lot to say. Now first, okay, get yourself comfortable, get yourself a little coffee. I mean, it's still the morning for me, so I still got my little iced coffee, but you may see this in the early afternoon, and that is okay. Take a sip. All right, now we're good to go. Okay. Wow, there's a lot to unpack here. So when they first revealed this tapestry, okay, and yeah, I was expecting it to look a little bit more on the cartoony side on the tapestry because of just how they're portraying like a medieval-ish time, and you know, they kind of emulated that art style perfectly, I think. So I knew this was not going to be like a Toon Link style, even though it is literally drawn like it's Toon Link. The little details such as like the stitching and everything, when I saw that, I knew we're gonna get some hair moving around, we're gonna get some leaves blowing on the trees that actually move and are not static. I mean, I loved Ocarina of Time because, you know, it's one of the first games it is the first Legend of Zelda game I've ever played back in the late 90s, and I've held on very dearly to that feeling. But back then anything looked realistic as long as it was in 3D space, okay? But now I'm imagining how big Hyrule must be. Oh my god, how must the Goron look like? The Zoras, are they gonna keep the Zoras design the same, or are they gonna change the Zoras? There's so many questions I have, and it's unanswered. And forgive me for wearing my my Majora's Mask dress. I was not anticipating them to reveal it today, so this is just my everyday dress that I'm gonna wear today when I leave the house. Anyways, guys, okay, let's start with what's the most important details that we've seen as I play the footage here together.
Long ago, there was a land called Hyrule, created by beings of supreme divinity.
Damn right. We got the goddesses.
Of this kingdom, there lay a small forest.
Hearing Saria's song?
Within it, an ancient solitary tree quietly washed over the lands.
I wonder how Saria looks like. Oh my god, and I love her. She's one of my favorite characters. Look at those details. When I saw that, I was like, there's a chance he might be Toon Link, but I don't think so. It's too detailed, way too detailed. Oh my god, look at his outfit. Can we just please? His glowing Triforce. So we know that little boy is summoned. His hair looks like, I mean, it's not like super AAA, but you know when you play Super Smash and then they show like Link and the other characters with like moving hair and details, and you're like, damn, I wish the games actually had that, but they always give like the extra details to Super Smash Brothers, and now they're actually giving it to the character. Like I can see Link's hands and toes and fingers are actually separated and not into one glove. That brings me so much joy to see his hair, like every little strands, to see the weaving on his outfit. And speaking of his outfit, guys, I'm unsure with like what's happening here. Like it's like I see his tunic that's like weaved, but like what is that blue outfit that he has on? I'm a little bit curious about that, because I know that means that they probably like changed like the whole Kokiri outfit, or maybe it's like armor from like one of his, because I know his mom, we know that his mom like escaped from the war and she dropped off Link as a baby with a Deku tree. Do you think that that's armor? It looks like armor. It's a possibility that it may be armor from like his dad. I know his dad, or at least there's speculation that his dad was a soldier. So like maybe that's what it is, and he just wears his dad's like armor on top. I don't know. To me it looks like armor, but wow. Look at the leaves. When we play the game, he's just like an Ocarina of Time. Okay, so in Ocarina of Time, if y'all remember, Link sleeps in like, yeah, I found the 3D model of it. Isn't that crazy? Link sleeps in this little like, I think this is the Ocarina of Time 3D. Like this is a remake, so this is not the original Ocarina of Time. I cannot find a 3D model of the original one. Maybe there is one available. I'm just really bad at searching. But like in general, the remake, I mean not the remake, the one on 3DS almost technically depicted what was on the N64, and what we see is Link has this like just like a typical bed made out of like perfectly cut lumber that I have no idea how they would cut that, because they're all kids, they're all children, but you know, somehow these children were able to cut lumber. Maybe they hired a Goron or like a Zora to use their, you know, their Zora thingy here and just like slice. I don't know. Okay. Oh, they even put like apples. There's like no apple trees in there. I wonder where they get their fruits. So that is no sink. Anyways, like from a modern looking home, okay, with the stump in the middle that's probably like a seat for like guests or like a table, to this, like a pile of straw and like woven pillows and blankets and outfits and stuff like that. I find that so interesting. I prefer that design, the new one, to be honest with you, because if they're going to that amount of details, I wonder how the rest of Hyrule is gonna look like. And thank God this game's coming out this year, because that's the last thing that I want to do, is to wait for the game for another year, because now I'm too excited. I'm way too excited. I need to see it now. And what I find interesting is just like, okay, I'm really excited, y'all, and I know all of you guys are excited. All you Zelda fans are very excited. What if, because I know they rearrange Hyrule for sure, the map has to be, they have to keep the main map, like we still need to see like the mountain here, like the Zoras are here, but the lake is all the way on the other side, the Gerudos, you know. The map should be the same in a sense, but I feel like they've expanded the map in a way where it's almost, but not completely, like Breath of the Wild, where it's a massive map. Maybe it's not as big as Breath of the Wild, though I do wish it would be, and I hope that it is. Can you just imagine like how magical like the Zora's River, because all we had to do was like skip through a few rocks and we play the music and we get in, right? But what if this time it's like not only a hardcore adventure to get to the Zora's River, but once you are like in it and you play the music, it's not just like this one area with a little shop on the side and upstairs where the King Zora is. I'm imagining like this magical, now that there is no limitations like there was on the N64, I imagine it's like this magical, massive, beautiful underwater place. Oh my god, and Castle Town was already cool in the game, but obviously it was like limited to what the graphics was able to give us and the memory. Can you imagine how massive Castle Town must be? Because there's supposed to be like the Castle Town, and then there's like the courtyard, and then there's the castle. Oh. And the Goron Mountain. You know, it was not that hard to get to the Goron Mountain, but I'm wondering if not only do they have like those rolling Gorons, and they have the I forget their names. What if the one-eyed thing that like jumps around, what if it's even more complex than that to get to Death Mountain. Like, it's like a challenge, and even getting on top of that mountain to the very top to get to the ferry, even more of a challenge. I'm just imagining like Goron City being massive as well. Oh, the temples. Yo, I've been complaining about how much I want like Legend of Zelda and a Nintendo franchise to bring, sorry, the Nintendo and Legend of Zelda franchise to bring back temples. Like, I've missed those dungeons / temples, and now we get to have that, and they're probably gonna remake it to the point that it's probably gonna be super challenging. I am so excited, y'all. If there's anything about this game, even though we have such a small snippet of like how the game is going to be like, if there's anything y'all are excited about for Ocarina of Time remake, please let me know. And you know what's funny? I mean, because they're having an Ocarina of Time remake, we're gonna have a Majora's Mask remake, that's for sure. They're probably already working on it because they have to release it within a year or so, and that is the most exciting part, because Ocarina of Time is fantastic, but the story is incomplete. The story is only complete once you finish Majora's Mask. The reason why I'm saying that is because, yes, you defeat Ganondorf, and that battle's fantastic. And what's so exciting about Ocarina of Time is that you either defeat Ganondorf or you lose to Ganondorf. And if you lose to Ganondorf, then there's a whole like doomsday timeline and all that stuff with the cute little like top-down remakes that we have. And then if you defeat the Ganondorf and then you get sent back, then you have to do Majora's Mask. So Link has to continue that adventure and has to find his friend Navi the fairy that was assigned to him, because her mission is done. She's like, listen, I know we're homeboys, but I was really just like an employee here from the Deku Tree, and I finished my job and my employer is like not around anymore, and I gotta go. I got to go because there's other Kokiris that may spawn and I need to take care of them, right? So she goes, and he's like, oh, maybe she's in the forest, let me go find her. But he cannot navigate the forest without a fairy. Y'all cannot navigate the forest without a fairy. If you do without a fairy, you will get lost. And if you get lost, you become a skull kid as a child. So Link navigates the forest without his fairy, encounters a skull kid, which is basically encountering his future, and then that's when the whole Majora's Mask adventure happens. And I'm so excited because that I need that itch of those two games. So yeah, if you guys are expecting anything from this new game, please let me know. This is very exciting news for me. And yeah, wow. Wow. So exciting. Can't wait. 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 Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this quick last-minute video. I was not expecting to make this. I'm still working on other content in terms of Legend of Zelda. We have one that's for Twilight Princess coming up soon. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. If you have anything that you want to discuss in regards to this new game, also please let me know. And until then, I will see you in my next video. It should be soon. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.